everybody. I'm Patricia Gakis, and I wanted to make a video about why I think music lessons are very important. But before I do any other videos about the benefits of music, I do want to talk a little bit about um, kind of a misconception that I think people have that you need to be good at something to get benefits from it. And I think this is kind of a ridiculous thing, especially when it comes to music, because we know the benefits are huge. As I said, I'll go into that in another video, but it's so important to exercise not just your body, but your brain. So I'm going to take a little bit of a hardline stance here, a little bit of controversial stance, and say that there's absolutely no excuses for not playing music. Now, clearly, I am not an athletic person, but, and I never really have been, but does that mean I shouldn't move because I'm not athletic? Of course not. I mean, it's important for, like I said, our physical health. So, I tried in school to run cross country. I was terrible at it. School volleyball, I wasn't too bad. Club volleyball, terrible. Uh, I've got stories about trying to join a rec league about 10 years ago. Didn't work out. So did I quit? No. I just learned what works for me, what doesn't. I made an effort to find what works for me and what doesn't. So I like to go for walks. I take the dog with me. Sometimes I go hiking on my own, right? Um, I'm a kayaker. I love going down the river in my kayak and seeing all the beautiful buildings in Saskatoon. Um, in the winter, snowshoeing. I like to go snowshoeing when my joints allow me to, of course. So a lot of it just comes down to finding what works for you. And consistency, no, I am not consistent at all, especially with something like yoga, which is important for my joints, but I certainly don't do consistently. Every little bit helps. So, going back to music, of course, these every part of your brain lights up when you play music. So why wouldn't you work out your brain the same way you work out your body? So what if you're not good at an instrument? Maybe you just need to find another instrument, right? I hear all the time, you know, I am just not a musical person. Well, how do you know? You tried one instrument in grade 6, you know? Maybe there's something else for you. Um, "Oh, I don't like performing." Well, fine, you don't have to, nobody's gonna make you. Certainly with children, there's always this, "My kid just really didn't like their teacher." Find another one, This is such an important thing that you shouldn't be coming up with excuses for why not to do it. Um, Myself, I am terrible at languages as well, but for the 100th time in my life, or what feels like a 100th time, I'm trying to learn French. And there are so many different resources out there now that it's actually been sticking a little bit better. I'm actually at a point where I really need to get away from the tech and start speaking to people because that's where I'm the most efficient. But I'm not going to quit outright. It's okay to come back to something if it didn't work the first time. It's okay to use different resources. Just keep doing it, right? Honestly, and I get it, sometimes it can be difficult to find that one thing, but take the time, maybe you're somebody that just, would be better off playing, saxophone or violin in their living room, or maybe, guitar or trumpet in a band. Maybe, you prefer a single kind of instrument like a trumpet, or maybe a rhythm instrument like guitar is better. And of course, I have to put a plug in for voice because voice is very, um, so powerful emotionally, physically. It's just such a powerful thing. So, I will always, always, always put in that plug. But it doesn't matter what you choose. It doesn't matter how you express yourself. As long as you're playing music, there's no excuses for stopping. People with families, I get that you're busy, but you will be such a better parent. You'll be such a better student. You will be happier. Everybody will be happier in your family if you're all playing music. So, this is kind of the point in the video where I am going to put in a little bit of a plug for my ukulele lessons, but I want to be clear that I'm not making this video and hopefully future videos with the intention of selling you on my lessons. I just want people to play music because it's so important. In the same way that an athletic person may be like, oh yeah, it wasn't until I started this type of exercise that I started to feel really good, and you know oh, so many people in the hospital that are sick, and if I had only just exercised. Same thing goes with your brain, folks. And it's, there is a physical component to playing music. Yes, if you're a drummer, you've seen some of those drummers, how buff they are. Um, People on stage just riffing on their guitars. But not even that. You've got your hand-eye coordination, you've got the language end, you've got the emotional end. So why would you not work that out? Okay? I don't care what instrument it is. I don't care if you just sing. I don't care. Just learn to play something. And if you can already play it, if you can already play an instrument like, the ukulele, like a guitar, saxophone, what else do I have here? A recorder. Great, keep it up. Find online resources, find a teacher. If you have children, this is super important. Please get your children involved in music. I don't care if they don't like it, just find another instrument, find another teacher, just get them playing. Everybody should be playing music all the time. Well, okay, maybe not all the time. We do have to work and eat and sleep, right? So here's my plug. If you do want to learn this happy little instrument, I do offer lessons. I will be starting up fall lessons about September 15th, I believe, that week. Um, I am offering a bit of a promotion this year for 2025. If you purchase 5 lessons, you get the 6th one for free. So hopefully that's a little bit of an incentive, a good way to get started to see if you even like the instrument, right? Like I said, you don't have to stick with it. You can move to something else, but ukulele is such a great instrument to get started with, right? So I teach people of all different levels, all different ages, 5 to 105, not a problem. So if you're interested, please check out my website, patriciagakismusic.com. And hopefully I'll be back next week with some more information about why I made this video, why I think it is so incredibly important to learn music and to play it for your whole life. So thank you for listening. Stay safe, everybody.